What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. I was kind of like debating whether or not to get on today, but I figured there's, exciting price action. We had a little bit of a drop last night. I got some stuff going on in my family, so I it's still up in the air. I don't know what's going on exactly, but I'm gonna play it by ear for probably a couple days or so. We got the weekend coming up anyways, so time off. Go ahead and flip over. So, a little bit of a drop. Thank God on BTC we were able to take that hedge position. And it is up a little bit further than the long. Like I said, the long accidentally took profit on. So technically, that trade's still up about 70 bucks. And then the short trade is making up for the losses that we're incurring on this drop. Don't know what's going to happen. Don't know if we're going to go put in a lower low, but I'm down for either or. Like I said, I am still hoping for upside, but that's why we got the hedges, just in case. My left eyeballs hurt me a little bit today. But howdy doody. How you doing, Mind Drip? Teo, Rodrigo, Joe, MD, Rathish, Radish, Anton, what's going on? How you doing, my man? Nice having you back. Good to be back. Good to be back. Go and check out the rest of the market here. Like I said the other day, we were sitting pretty up there. We were sitting around this region. We didn't quite have this massive drop yet. And we took a look at LTC yesterday, and we talked about how LTC is kind of in this weird position compared to the rest of the market. LTC had a nice ABC top, but it's not in the same position. We don't have an ABC bottom like we do on the rest of the coins. So we were looking at this and we were saying, okay, we have a downtrend here and we have an uptrend here. And that might be a clue that we might need to see a further drop. So my hope is that we see a lower low here on LTC without needing to get a macro lower low on Bitcoin. So hopefully Bitcoin can maybe come back down and retest the 18,500 region again. And that will be enough for LTC to move down, but maybe not. So either way it works out, we got both sides covered just so we don't miss out on time. Like I said, profit's one thing, but for me, it's the majority of it is lost time. Ethereum did have an ABC position yesterday, but I opted not to take it just because we did not put in that higher high off of this level here. So for me, it just wasn't a position I wanted to take. Like I said, me personally, I don't have a Ethereum long to cover. That was just a test trade for my friend. DXY is climbing back up here. Sitting around the 0.5 region of this last rejection. So we might be able to swing back down. And that would be the hope, is that this is a B, C situation. But as well as that, it can be, of course, an A, B, C situation over here to the upside. Now, obviously, short term, it sucks. But I do want, if we do get that higher high, obviously that can be a chance for the market to show that it's weak on the DXY side of things. And then people can start throwing money back at other assets. So putting in a higher high here will be hurtful short term, but I think long term, as long as it fails, of course, it will be a good thing for us and the stock market as a whole. Check out XRP. XRP is still climbing here. It is close to putting in a very good position. This might be another short position, possible to be taken. Because let's say theoretically that we are going to see a bigger crash come in here shortly. I know a lot of people are calling for it. Me personally, I'm not on that side of things, but as always, we just are cautious. But if we do happen to put in a higher high up here, that's going to be another short position that might be able to be taken. And XRP seems, as of right now, to be defining some odds. Maybe even on the smaller time frames. Don't want to get too ahead of myself. I mean, we're on the 1 hour chart here. And that is a decent size structure right here from this level, 51 cents. So I might throw a little something at that 51 cent entry, but I feel a lot more confident up here with the 56 cent entry. But with the way things are moving, that might be the move. And of course, to the downside, the opposing entry would be downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. And this would be the next possible long position for XRP. And that will definitely be a decent sized structure in itself. Let's take a look at the 1 hour chart and see if it's similar. If I'm being a little bit of a hypocrite here. I mean, looking at the 1 hour here, I'm completely zoomed out. I want you to just take note of the differences that we're seeing. Obviously, combining the price action, this does not look like a significant trade in itself. Obviously, if we look a little bit deeper, we see the larger structure. So like, I guess I could be called a hypocrite for saying like XRP is a little bit of a different story, but in my opinion, the way things shaped up, it's just not the same picture. If we look at XRP again, completely zoomed out here, completely zoomed out, you can see a clear and distinct defined structure. So that's why I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, I might be able to take that entry as a possibility. Look up daily XRP. Okay. I see what you mean. So we have this structure right here. Uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. Would have been a lot of back and forth over here. But we're approaching, obviously, this local low from this downward structure. So are you making the... Did you want me to look at the larger time frame for this right here? Because that's the thing. It could be a very similar situation to Bitcoin. So obviously if we get above that, that is going to be a bullish sign. But as of right now, we can see we already got rejected once from it. So that's where I'm just being a little bit more cautious. It could be this something very, very similar to this ABC position right here, where we came up and tested it as resistance and got rejected. It might be a similar situation. Let me take a look at my AMD real quick. AMD fell through that support region right here. That is actually unfortunate to see. So obviously smaller support here, not quite as strong, but if not, we will probably see $36 come in. That sucks to say. KDA fell through that support region last night. I did get stopped out. I haven't taken a re-entry quite yet. If we get back above $1.42, might throw another something back at it. But with the way things are moving and some of these other coins, the way they're lining up, like I said, if we're just taking context clues from the rest of the market, we can kind of get a picture of what the market wants to see in order to proceed if it does want to continue going up. It looks like we do need a lower low on another retest on LTC. It looks like XRP is starting to top out. It looks like the DXY wants to kind of put in a higher high here and test this top of the market and see if we can proceed further. But obviously I'm hoping for a failure. So I am kind of leaning on the downside of things at the moment, but I'm not incredibly bearish, but who knows what we have in store. Algo is in a very similar situation to LTC. That might be a nice setup for some people. I don't think I'm going to spread myself too thin here, because if I'm going to be taking the XRP trade and possibly the KDA trade, I don't want to have too much going on. So that is an option for some people. Ugh. Sushi's going crazy. Let's check out sushi. Oh, sushi is having some nice jumps. If sushi does put in a higher high here, and we're still kind of looking bearish on some other coins, that's definitely an option. Because with sushi, I don't know what this is coming from. I don't know if this is a piece of news, if there's something really good going on with sushi. But if there's no news happening, I think this might be a ploy. I'm not saying manipulation by multi-billionaires. With low cap coins like this, I think, I forgot which coin it was, but we saw this happening on another coin where it would pump up and then smack right back down. And it seems to be kind of people playing their hand, trying to get people to fall for it, honey trapping them, so to speak. So, I mean, if we do get a higher high, I'll throw a little bit something at it. But anything that happens within this region, I really don't care for, in my opinion, just because sushi's not on my radar in terms of something that I actively want to trade. XTZ. It does have that ABC position, but there's a lot of back and forth price action happening along this line. I don't know if that's something safe. DOT has put in a lower low, larger ABC position, but it does seem to be a little bit weak in the market right now, I will admit. XMR is dancing along this support region right here. So I mean, XMR is looking good. Might be a potential for a higher high here. Gotta go get a haircut. Good to see you again. I'll catch up when I'm done. Cheers. Have a good weekend. You as well, man. See you, Trevor. Hey, Kite. Nice to see you consistently streaming. Keep it up. I'm trying, man. There's a lot of days where I kind of want to just chill out. Today was definitely one of them. There's definitely one of them. You hear about the B&B hack? No. How has it affected price? Well, doesn't seem to have really impacted it, especially. Is XTZ a good trade? It didn't seem like it to me. There was a lot of back and forth price action along its A support, and of course, come on with low liquidity. It's not something that I really want to touch. You can look at near and see what your plan would be if you were to trade. Larger time frame. I mean, it does look primed for a run. Obviously, we have a big A and a big B, so obviously there's the potential for a larger C. And then within the B wave, you have a nice ABC. This would have been a decent trade. Obviously, if you're playing the way that I play right now, you wouldn't have taken profit on that because there was no ABC top here. You might have taken a hedge position right here. That's about it. So, I mean, if I were to trade this, I'd probably wait until we got back above this price point right here. Because there's no rush whatsoever, because this is a very large structure. If it is going to run, it's going to run well. Definitely prime for a retest of some sort. Chocolate, what's going on, man? let's say if you have a start of $100 in spot, what coin would you trade? If I was just trading spot, shit, I mean, I'd still probably be playing Bitcoin and Ethereum just because they're most stable. But it's definitely going to take a lot longer on spot trades to make something out of that $100. Super, what's going on, man? Just tuned in, not sure if you mentioned it, but I got in ADA position earlier, but got stopped out and missed the re-entry. We haven't actually checked out ADA. ADA is sitting at its entry point right now for that larger ABC structure. That is actually very tempting, I will admit. The problem, like, there's so many good, like, there's a couple good options on the table. It's hard to choose which ones I really want to go with. But like I said in the beginning of the stream, is if we look across the market at some of these other coins, the ones that I think have a little bit more legitimacy, there is some signs that we might have to dip here. Like I said, I don't think there's too much dumping to be had, but it looks like LTC wants to put in a lower low. I believe it was Algo. Looks like it wants to put in a lower low here. And then the DXY might want to have a retest of this level. So there might be some sideways price action along that line on ADA to be careful of, but it's definitely a valid setup. It's just kind of worrying, in my opinion. Obviously, from like a standard pattern standpoint, this is looking like a descending triangle. So, we'll see. My eye is really messing with me today. I just changed out my contacts and there's a little bit of an adjustment period. We had to go, Johnny. It was time. Hey, Kai, how are you? Doing fantastic. Well, as fantastic as I can be. AVAX is approaching a very nice setup. It's all right. It's not the thickest boy in the world, but it is a decent setup here. I mean, there's been a lot of back and forth along this line, so definitely on the thinner side of things comparative to some of these other ones. What happens if we break down to 10K? How much we walk away with? Walk away with 1,521%. About, what, $1,500? Wouldn't be too shabby. I don't think we're breaking down to 10K, but if we get past 16K, it does become a little more likely. Ah, shit, man. You had to go and remind me that ADA had that entry. I kind of do want to take it. I might have to give up the potential on some other things, though. But, I mean, it's right there. It's a decent amount. It's not too far away where, like, I can't just take a chance on it. I mean, if with the 1% stop loss, we're still going to be below that support here. God, man. So susceptible, so manipulated. Nah, it's a good trade. I think I will take that. Take it on ADA. I might need to actually... Okay, I got 193 in the USDT. I'll take it on USDT. The old Kite would do it. I guess the old Kite. I didn't know my phone was in my pocket. I might have just broken my screen. Okay, we're good. That's a malnourished ABC. What strategy would you recommend for a $100 spot challenge? Let's say we want $3 to $5 per trade. You can trade it very similar. So like, essentially, like if the Bitcoin trade that I take. So like the problem is you can't take shorts unless you have access to a bank and they can loan you Bitcoin that you can sell. But my account's worth around $1,600 to $1,800. You can see this singular trade of Bitcoin long is worth $1,600. So what I would do if I was just trading spot, it would be the same thing as if I was just trading Bitcoin longs. So I would find my ABC, I would take the trade, but I'd be using 100. I would buy all $100 of Bitcoin. And then if it goes up, it goes up. If it goes down by 1%, I close the trade. It's the same essential thing, right? If I took all $1,600, all $1,800, bought Bitcoin, and then what, 15%, it would be the same exact thing as this trade, right? The only difference is I'm able to short. So like, this is where like, I'm not really being like explosive with my leverage. Of course, like I'll have a couple trades open. So I'm like 4x leverage in my account. All my trades total are worth roughly around 4 times what my account is worth. All right. Now, this is the problem. If I took all $1,800 and put on 100x leverage, that's when things are getting explosive. That's what caused the Great Depression. All right. But there is a safe way to do this. And this is how we're doing it. So, of course, if you see a bearish ABC, all right, you can still sell. And then if the price goes up by 1%, you buy it back at 1% higher. That's how you would do that. So you would sell to short and then buy to long, but you're not going to be making money technically on the way down with a spot short. All right. You're going to be collecting more assets if you buy it back later, which then if you repeat the process, it's accumulation expansion. It's just a different way of looking at it. Kite went 100K. Probably like 2025, 2026, if I'm being honest here. I'm not gonna be on too terribly long today, guys. I stayed up a lot last night because there was a situation and I didn't know, like I was just, I don't know what to do with it. So my head's been kind of spinning. So I'll probably stay for the full hour, but no 2-hour live streams this week, unfortunately. My eyes bothering the hell out of me right now. Come on, buddy. Relax. 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 Try to do a little hand warmer eye press thing. Do you think the NASDAQ and the SPX will hold? Whether or not, like, I think they will or not is irrelevant. Certainly hope so. But whatever happens, happens. What I think of Loon C, is that the new Luna coin? Because I don't care. Is it? Or is it different? No, it can't be. There's too much price action, right? Maybe it is. I don't know. There's nothing really to be said about it. And we're coming off of an ABC top here, and that's kind of unfortunate because that does open up the possibility of even more downside for this coin. We have large A, large B with an ABC separator. So, I mean, there's definitely that possibility. But the way things are moving, I don't know if that's what's going to happen. What's the best time frame for ABC? I would say like a 1 and 2 hour. I think even on a 1080p chart, you can probably still get just as much information as you need. So we're on a 2 hour right now, and I mean we can see the past 3 months of price action. And on this chart, there would have been a good couple trades that you could have taken. Obviously, from my perspective, what I'm doing nowadays, you wouldn't have made a shit ton off of it. We're looking for much, much larger moves, much, much larger profit. But, you know, if you play in the 0.441 method, you could have taken profit here. Done the same thing right here. I don't think you would have gotten away with it on this one. I don't think that's close enough. But once you got towards these tops, you could have started holding for the larger structure. Could have taken profit right about here. And then I would say you would probably be in a long, maybe a hedge resort short position right now. So 1 and 2 hour has plenty of opportunities, depending on what you're trying to trade. Do I chart E-Gold? No, but I can. Coming off an ABC top, nothing extremely notable that would have given you a position. Obviously, you would have been kind of caught in the wind here because you would have had ABC, and then you went down a little bit further, and then ABC, and then ABC. I mean, you would have taken your entries a couple times. This would have gotten you eaten up, but nothing really notable. Until that's something to kind of stay away from, but granted, you can't ever tell when that's going to happen. We look at the past here. Let's see. Had a very nice ABC over here. Almost had one right here. Me personally, I would probably count this wick out because this seems kind of like out of the ordinary for this coin. I mean, we definitely see that a couple times, like right here and right here. But I probably would have gone with the mean average top. And then you could have still taken that as a potential short position. But from this perspective right now, it definitely seems similar to what BTC is. We have big A, big B. We might be looking for a larger C position for a possible hedge. Obviously, I'm hoping this thing blasts off to the moon, but I will take whatever hedge comes my way because that is a lesson that I have learned and will not repeat. you have any coins for next bull run you're thinking of investing in? I definitely want to be in ADA this time. Part of the reason why I just took that trade, because I am pretty bullish on ADA. I mean, here's the thing, like, I don't know, like a lot of other YouTubers, you know, like Ryan included, kind of shat on ADA, and I just don't see why. In my opinion, it was one of the best performers in this bull market. It really was. So I just don't see the reason behind that. But you guys know me, like, I'm a grandfather. I'm not looking for a quick meal ticket. I got enough money where like a couple 100% sets me up pretty well. And I'm a big advocate of, if you don't have a lot of money, you can still do a lot with these coins. You don't have to go betting on some shit coin that just came out the woodworks in order to make a lot of money. Of course, it seems like the easy cash, but no, man. Why do you want to encourage bad behavior? 99% of these coins have turned out to be garbage. What ABC long am I playing on BTC? This one right here. A large one. Now, if we look at my buy bid here, you can see that I am not long from that bottom, but I was. We go to BTC USD, and then we go to order history. Where does it show my filled? These are all open shorts. Close profit. I took profit right here on accident, but I've been long ever since that bottom. But I reopened the trade, set my stop loss down below. That way it balances itself out, and I took the hedge position. You see my stop loss is down there, but I reopened here. Okay, did you ever use traditional TA methods before, like support and resistance patterns? Of course I did. Like when I first started out, I think that's what most people go to. Of course I had market cipher as well, but I was doing everything under the sun, and it confused me and caused me to do stupid things. I was using patterns, indicators, gone fans, everything. Not a good idea. Can you go over how you take profits? It's the one thing that has been messing with my strategy. So me personally, going into the future, and what I've tried to practice in the past, but obviously haven't always done the correct thing, is let's say I have a long position and I get into it. And the market goes up, 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 up. And then the market goes down and then goes up. So obviously I, at some point, will have a hedge position that just in case the market dumps off a cliff and goes back even further than I originally entered, I'm at least locking in the profit between these regions. But theoretically, if the market gives it to you, now that's the thing, I've said this before, there's always going to be that voice in your head that goes, but what if we don't get that? And there's plenty of examples where you didn't. You just have to wait and see. So if the market gives me a new long position to go in on, that's of a decent size comparatively to the original one. Doesn't have to be the exact size by any means. I can go ahead and take profit on this long and then open this one. Because theoretically, if the market is going to continue going up in the uptrend, then previous supports will continue to be held. So if we create this support and then it gets broken, then there's no reason to continue holding that long because the trend potentially has shifted. And now with the short hedge position that we have, we're free and clear. There's nothing really in our way. So just looking in the past, right here is a really good example of that. All right. And an example to the unluckiness that you might have. So right here, there was a long position. The market went up and 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 up. You didn't really get a short position. There was one on a smaller time frames, which I did take, but then we had a dump. And within that dump, we created a new support region right here. Right here. All right. So you could have taken profit on this long and then opened up the new one here, because as long as this support region is holding, the market should continue pumping up. And then you would have taken that long, and then the market went up and up and up and up, and then it created a nice short hedge position. But they go, Austin, but there would have been no long profit taking. Yeah, but at least you're saving your time. You never know with these things. This thing could have gone on forever. Why gimp your profits? So, I mean, I could have been up 7 grand on this long. Of course, if I take my 7 grand and then enter the short, of course, I'm going to be pretty well off because I might make even more money, but you don't know what's going to happen. You don't have a crystal ball. So we take our short hedge. It's pretty much a 1-to-1, where if I lose $1 on my long, I gain $1 on my short. So it cancels each other out. Whatever profit that I was in on my long, if I get stopped on my long, I will remain in that profit. And then past that point, I'm in further profit. So if you're playing on these larger time frames, you're gonna have to make sacrifices. Now on smaller time frames, you don't have these really, really long trending moves. So it might be more applicable to go with a strategy where you take the structure of the ABC and you target the 0.441. There's absolutely no shame in doing so. You got to do what you got to do depending on what your situation calls for. But as time goes on in my trading career and as my accounts grow, I don't want to see fast profits and fast-paced moves. I want to see long-term results and have my psychology be in a very steady mental state so I can make the best decision for my macro portfolio at the end of the day. And that is something that I think everybody should prioritize, whether or not you know it yet, whether or not that you think that I'm right. You can go to Trader Tom. He'll tell you the same thing. Okay, so, and then right here, there would have been plenty of opportunities to take profit on this short position and then compound it. Because when I opened up this short position, maybe my risk was only about $50. But then we get down to this ABC right here, which is of a decent size. I take profit on that short position. I reopen the short, and now my risk can be $70. So now for the same exact R&R, say 10 for example, whereas before I would have only made 500. On the next one, I'll make 700 for the same exact amount of price action in terms of percentage. So it's that compounding effect that's really what we're going for here. Whether the market gives you a chance to do so is a different story. It's not up to you. You can't make these things out of thin air. And that's the biggest thing that I think people need to submit to. A lot of the times in my early trading career, the reasons why I got into trouble was because I made up reasons to do things. It wasn't concrete. It wasn't that the chart was absolutely 100% telling me to. It was I was making excuses and building a narrative in order to do what I wanted or what my brain was telling me to do. So that's the one thing. I think me personally, this is the strategy that best suits me, but it doesn't for everybody, because if you can't control yourself when you get stopped out a couple times and you get all pissy and angry and go, the market hasn't done this and that, it hasn't been good to me, might not be for you. I think I need to just drink some water. I think maybe all soda I've been drinking has been making my eyes puffy, and that's what's causing me some issues. Are you always starting both a long and a no? So this instance of where I'm currently sitting is a complete anomaly. You don't tend to see me doing that. I don't open a long and a short at the same exact time. No. All right. The only reason why that is the case right now is because I had the long position from right here, on inverse perpetual, I opened up my long along this line. All right. And then once we got this short position right here from this ABC setup, because I haven't traded on inverse perpetual for a very long time, I keep just, my brain turns off and I just do automatic actions, right? Because I'm a robot at the end of the day. All right. And then when I opened up, if I have 2,000 contracts long and I open up 2,000 contracts short, all right, on USDT, you can have both a long and a short going at the same exact time. They will not interfere with each other at all. But on inverse perpetual, you can only have one trade open at a time on one coin, that is. So it canceled each other out. So what I did is, because I do not want to lose this long position, I took a long from where it currently was when I got stopped out. Not stopped out, but closed the trade, took profit, and I set my stop loss to where the trade was entered. So if I lose this trade, I'm losing the profit that I made when I closed it. And then I have the short position from the short setup. So I opened up my long from here and my short from here. It's just a coincidence at this point in time that that's what you see on my screen. I don't ever do that unless, like, for some reason the chart looked like this. I mean, if the chart looked like this, it would kind of suck, to be honest. Because yes, you do have a short position here and a long position here. It is what it is. But it's very rare that that happens. Very, very rare. And then to answer your other questions, he said, grab some focus stuff here. Gotta open it. He said, and if I trade on a longer time frame, the 4 hour in my case, how long are you holding for? That's the thing, you don't know. I've been holding this trade for, you know, almost 3 weeks. It might be even longer. Who knows? Because I mean, I'm going to let this trade go as far as it needs to. So if we go all the way up to here in a straight shot and we don't make any ABCs, I'm not taking profit. I will hold it continuously. That's my strategy. Whether or not it's going to be yours, that's a different story. Of course, if that is going to happen on a much, much larger time frame, I'm going to take a short hedge. If we get a higher high and then price, you know, comes back down below, I'll take that short hedge, because we don't know if that's the market making a double top and we're going to see a lower low than 17,000. We don't know that. So it's all about a game of chess, looking at what the potential is on the board and playing with it. It's about moving with the ocean rather than trying to, I don't know, take a fork and then, you know, get all the water out and make it conform to what you're going to do. That's a tedious process that just doesn't work. What do you think about the pot space right now? You talking about like marijuana? Next year is when dispensaries open up in my state. So I'm curious to see what it does to the economy, how many jobs it brings in. But I mean, I stopped smoking marijuana quite a bit ago. Of course, like over the past couple of years, like I've had, you know, like an edible here and there. Maybe I'll take a small puff, but it just doesn't. I just don't have the feel for it anymore. It doesn't relax me. It just makes me feel weird. So I used to like it a lot, but no, it's not my thing anymore. I'll do some mushrooms like every couple months, but that's about it. Just to defrag my hard drive, so to speak. Yesterday you said your main account you do a 2% stop loss because it's a bigger account size and you don't mind having less R&R since it's a big account size. You still use the same strat on your main account. Yeah, so I still use ABCs. Like I said, whatever my strategy was at the time, I would approach that same way on my main account. Depending, like if it's a completely new strategy that I'm trying from scratch, I'll stick to the old one, like what was working before. But if I think there's potential for more profit, I think it's better to switch. So whatever I'm using at the time, as long as it's been being used for a long time, I use that on my main account, but just approach it from a less higher security, less reward perspective. Because like I said, I'm not in the business of exponentially growing my account. Obviously, I want compounding growth, but I'm not here to 5x it in a month, you know? Did I go over XRP? Yes, I did, but I'll go over it again. There's not much time left, and it is something that I was actually considering. So like I said, XRP does look like it wants to put in a higher high on this larger time frame here. Let's go to the 1 hour. So obviously this entire thing is an uptrend, but right here we do have this nice uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. So if we do happen to put in a higher high, of course, I think I will take that short position because obviously right now on my board, I have 3 longs, 1 short. So I do want to balance that out because I never want to go too far with one side. Unless like obviously the market is showing all longs and no short positions, but when there's a clear short position, different story. But as well as that, on the smaller time frame, I think it's still a decent sized entry over here at 51 cents. All right, there is a short position to be had, all right, because this might be, you know, looking for a lower low off of this and maybe build a larger ABC to finally take off to the upside. So I think if we do see 51 cents on XRP, I think I will take it. But let's see what right now it's at 51.4 cents. So we're almost to that region. I might as well set up a conditional now. I probably will have to transfer a little bit more into my USDT account in order to fund this if I get stopped out a couple times, but more than fine. Oh, okay, my bad. Oh, Jesus. That was an oopsie. I did not mean to open that. I meant to just go to cost and hit quantity. So that is 50.9. Correct? 0.9. And then market. And then There we go. And I still have one from 41 cents. Get rid of that one. I use the 5-minute and the 10-minute time frame for ABCs in the stock market. The past 25 trades or so, I'm at a nearly 80% win rate. Not swinging, just day trading, and it works well. If the if this and that line really helps you guide and justifying your entry, I love it, and thank you for spreading the word on it. That's what's up, man. Are you using the 0.441 take profit method, or how you going about that? $77 ape shorts on XRP full Kelly. You never go full Kelly, dude. Never go full Kelly. That XRP trade has both an ABC long macro line. It does kind of, but I mean it's not the same exact line, but it's pretty damn close. They're within margin of error of each other. But all right, guys, I'm gonna be signing off here. Like I said, there's just a lot going on right now, but I did want to hop on here and say hi to you guys and cover the price action, because we're definitely getting some moves. But okay, I noticed that with my different strategies, different assets also behave very different. And sometimes strategies absolutely do not work on some assets. Do you still do your statistics in order? You still do your statistics in order? So I mean, after those couple of months of meticulously writing down every single entry, I haven't done so. But that's what you're asking. Also, man, I messed around with the 1-to-1 R&R with 3 and 5% as of lately, as I do not see a large reward. I'm simply playing it by ear and watching price action for my exit. Currently, risk is 3%. Well, be safe with that, man. That is definitely starting to get up there in risk. Like I said, a lot of the times when I started my challenge portfolios, I've used 5%, but then my dopamine gets ahead of me and I don't reduce that risk fast enough. I start taking more and more trades. So just be careful. You remember, man, if you're honestly seeing the 80% win rate, definitely like a 1-to-2 R&Rs is a good setup if you're consistently seeing that over a long period of time. But try to maximize it, see what you can get out of it on average. What makes the most statistical sense, But have a good weekend, guys. I appreciate you being here very, very much. Like, honestly, I do. Crypto's not popping as much as it once was. So, it's, like I said, it's insane to see that, like, even then, there's still people that watch me every time I go live, and that is incredible. So, I appreciate you very much. Hopefully, next couple of months, next couple of years, we have a lot to talk about, and looking back at this period of time is nothing but a blip on our maps and, a war under your belt, because make no doubt, to stay, you know, logical in times like these where we're not seeing big money coming in on either side, short or long, it's tough. It's definitely tough. So I'll see you guys on Monday, hopefully. Like I said, I don't know what the next couple of weeks have in store for me because I can't talk about it, but just shit's going on. Not a good situation. But appreciate you very much. But all right, guys, let's do the thing. Log out. I'll see you next time. Let's do the thing. Do the thing. I gotta lose some weight to fit into this shirt better. This is one of my favorite shirts. And I'm just getting a little bit too big for it. A little bit too big. But bye.